Here we go, taking a look at the 3-star LF Perfect Cell. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the DS Asylum. I'm your warden, Dimitri Strine, and today we, as I just said, are looking at LF Cell on 3 different teams in this video. In fact, the Android team, the powerful opponent team, and a support-oriented regen team. Obviously, my regen team is not good. I've pretty much not Zenkai'd any of the regen units, and it's not looking all that great. But we are able to make a support-oriented, offensively based regen team. So obviously what you're seeing now, we have LF Cell, Revival Cell, and Android 16. On the powerful opponent team, we will be using LF Cell, Corrupted Zamasu, and Jiren. I know, no Kid Buu, what? But Kid Buu is on the regen team with the support Kid Buu, LF Kid Buu, and LF Zamasu. So, LF Cell. I was looking at LF Zamasu get, fucking checkerboarded by Cell. So that's why I said LF Zamasu. But yeah, that's what we're looking at here. LF Cell is actually crazy. LF Cell is actually kind of crazy. He is definitely one of those units that are gonna benefit from being at higher stars a lot. He's kind of like an all-star unit in that respect. I feel like once he gets to that 6 to 7 star mark, he's really gonna just be trashing everything in his path. And it's just like, oh my god, this cell is dumb. This cell is actually pretty dumb. Now, I do want to go over why I chose to use the array of units that I used for these showcases. One thing that people may ask me is, how come I didn't use Android 18 on the Android team? Well, first of all, 18 holds 2 blast cards, and I wanted a more even split. For some god-awful reason, 18, the melee-based unit with awful blast attack, holds 2 blast cards, because that's how units were made back in the day. She's not the only one like that. A lot of year 1 units have that stupid mechanic. And I hate it so much. But first of all, I didn't feel like 18 would actually function that well with Cell. I don't even think 18's all that good anymore. She does a lot of damage, but I don't know, so many things in the game can kind of just one combo her at this point that it's just Go ahead and guess that rush real quick. I'm gonna need you to not kill 16. But the reason why I went with this lineup here is because Cell can just do whatever he wants, not having to protect anyone. These teams were essentially designed to protect Cell. The Revival Cell, being red, covers LF Cell's weakness to yellow, and then the cell covering the other cell is then covered by 16, because obviously the green covers the blue weakness for Revival Cell. So it creates this environment where the LF Cell is extremely protected because the person tasked with protecting him is also being protected, and with 16 being a super defensive unit, it's very easy to protect Revival Cell, and then Revival Cell being a revival unit, it's very easy to protect the LF Cell. So it allows me to not have to worry about this LF Cell, being hurt, taking too much damage, ever being in a situation where, he's not gonna look too hot, because he has so much around him to be able to protect him. And then I went with the same color combination on the powerful opponent team as you see here, for the exact same reasons. Obviously, we don't have a super defensive unit and a revival unit here. However, Corrupted Zamasu can be very good at just killing anything that threatens LF Cell. Any yellow unit that gets in front of Corrupted Zamasu. Also, I am aware that this is a bot. I am aware of that, but god damn it, it's double RP. This is just what you get in double RP seasons. I hate double RP. But yeah. Corrupted Zamasu can very easily take out any yellow unit that threatens LF Cell, and then Jiren is quite tanky and has a lot of ways of just not being hit, with all of his blast armor, being able to heal and all this nonsense. He's very good at protecting Zamasu, so yeah. Now in terms of the regen team, Obviously, we don't have that same synergy. In fact, LF Cell is the one protecting LF Kid Buu. But because the support Kid Buu is supporting Cell, he can do that. And it shows how good Cell is at that protecting role. Also, I don't need to stop for this LF. We're gonna get another one soon, so just wait. I'll pause for the next one. I promise. But yeah, Cell can be very good at that protection role as well, of protecting another unit, and he's just good, man. He's just good. Here we go. Here is the regeneration team, the support team. Let's go ahead and actually finally talk about the matches, shall we? As you can tell, I actually did put some thought into what I was doing. Cell's blast attack is not quite as high as his strike in terms of his stats. However, I still gave him a decent amount of blast attack in his equips. Perhaps I will show his equips for each team in a second, but I wanted to give him a more mixed setup with his equips, because he's going to be around a lot of blast cards. He's almost never going to be in a situation where you hold more strikes than blasts, with the exception of Powerful Opponent, because Powerful Opponent is pretty much entirely strike based except for Kid Buu. So that's like the only scenario where he's ever going to be on a team that holds more strike cards than blast cards. You're either going to have an even split between the two, or you're going to hold more blast cards. So it just makes more sense to me to allow him to still do damage with both, rather than just have him floundering with blast cards. And obviously, when it comes to building up that unique gauge, you actually kind of want blast cards, because you can charge for longer. You're going to notice throughout this video that I do that stupid fucking charge step between strike cards that up to this point has made zero sense to me. I don't know why anyone ever does it. But with Cell, it works, because you want to be building that unique gauge as fast as possible. So you actually charge stepping in between the strike cards does benefit this Cell. I still don't think anyone should be doing it unless this Cell is on screen. Like, why do you charge step between strike cards? You don't gain cards faster, and you just ruin your chances of getting any Vanish Gauge during your combo. That's the whole point. You get more ki with blast cards, you get your Vanish Gauge with strike cards. That's how that works. Like, I don't get it. You can draw cards and get more ki with the blasts, allowing you to extend combos, and then with strikes, you get your fucking Vanish back. I don't understand why people do that stupid ass charge step unless they're trying to use this one card. It makes sense when you're trying to draw that ultimate that's just sitting back there, right? Because if you sidestep and then draw it, you're not gonna land it. But if you charge step and draw it for that split second, you can still hit it. Like, that part makes sense, but just doing it in between a bunch of strike cards, that shit makes no sense to me. I don't get it. Ultimate attack. God damn it. He has such a cool win pose too. I actually love it. I actually love this win pose. Oh, back to the Android team we are. This Cell, I don't know how many times I can say. Also, I use the Cell sleeves, as you can see. We switched over to the Cell sleeves just for the sake of the showcase. I actually really like these Cell sleeves. They look very cool to me. I've always liked Cell sleeves, but the Cell himself is not fantastic, though he is a bit underrated. I do think he's actually pretty decent, but he really needs to be in front of a Saiyan, or what is it, Saiyan or Super Saiyan, in order to really shine. Which admittedly is not hard. It's not hard, but Revival Cell, having the Revival obviously makes him the better option. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit me with those taps. I'm gonna go ahead and hit you with this blue card if you don't mind. Just fucking headbutts him. This Cell's animations are so good. Also, can we just talk about the absurd amount of green cards I think this man uses throughout the fight? Like, look at this. Look, another one. My ki, sir. My fucking ki. There's also a lot of ki regen on teams with Cell on it, because both Revival and LF Cell get ki on swap in. support Kid Buu gives Ki on swap out, so Cell just basically always comes in with like he gets like 60 Ki, I believe, because he gets 30 Ki himself, and then Kid Buu also gives him 30 Ki. It's so dumb. It's so actually dumb. This Cell can just combo forever because he's got that unconditional card draw speed. He's got the ability to come in with my Ki. Stop it, Zamasu. I'm gonna need you to fuck off with this goddamn Ki nonsense. Jesus. And see, look, there's another one. How is he getting all these green cards? Am I missing something? Okay, so Vegito draws one the first time he enters the battlefield. Okay, I know that. I think Trunks and Mai draw one with a unique ability. But how many times? How many times can one do that? Look at the damage, though. My God. That's the 2nd year anniversary of Vegito Blue, one of the best units ever. He just got clapped. You gonna rush me? Honestly, I didn't know he was gonna rush me. I would have swapped into Cell, not 16, but it's fine, because we're gonna guess the rush. The Gacha gods were shining on me today. It actually allowed me to guess some rushes. 16 is such a good partner for this Cell, by the way, because obviously at low stars, Cell is not going to be very defensive, but 16 very much is defensive, and every single time he takes a combo, he's going to buff up the entire team, and oh boy, do you see it. Do you see the fucking damage difference? Also, here's your LF. It's such a cool LF. I will agree with people that the beam probably should have been bigger. I do definitely agree with that. The beam should have been bigger, and I feel like that's the only lacking part of the LF, but come on. Come on, man. The thing looks cool. The fucking thing looks cool, and it's Cell. Come on, it's Cell. He makes it work. God damn it. I'm gonna go ahead and get some of my unique gauge back. This green card is so good. Imagine if you could combo off this. Oh my God. Like, imagine. I wish you could. He is a Legends Limited after all. I feel like you could have been able to combo off of it. We're back to the powerful opponent team. If you ask me what I thought his best team was out of the 3 that we used in this video, in terms of making him look good, I would say obviously the support regen team, because he's getting support on that team, though he is also getting support on the androids team. But in terms of practicality, protecting Cell, making Cell be able to last as long as possible, and just overall team synergy, I would probably say androids, which is good, because that's the team he needed to fit on more than any other team. He didn't have to go on regen. Most people aren't going to run him on regen. He didn't need to go on powerful opponent. If you have LF Rose at like 7 stars, and then this Cell at 2, which one are you going to use, right? Though I do think Cell is better than LF Rose. The team he really needed to fit on was the android team, and I do think in terms of making him look good, it's his best team. And I do think 16 is a better green unit to be paired up with Cell than Super 17. Now, Super 17 is better than 16, right? He is. But in terms of creating a team that has synergy and you want to use Cell as much as possible, if your intention is to try and bring Cell into every single match, 16 is going to be the better option for you. Because 16 is just about, if not slightly more tanky than 17 is. I would say off cover cut, 16 is tankier, and that's where you need him to be tankier. And then 16 also provides the support whenever he takes a combo. So in terms of being paired up with Cell specifically, I do think 16 is one of his best partners. And then in terms of red units, obviously Corrupted Zamasu is better than Revival Cell, right? So he's just a better unit. But Revival Cell is very good at protecting LF Cell. Like, I would say he's better at protecting Cell than Zamasu is. Zamasu just kind of wants to do his own thing. He doesn't really care about protecting another unit. He kind of just wants to do whatever he wants. And then, you know, Jiren is Jiren. He also kind of just wants to do whatever he wants. Powerful Opponent is probably the best team that he's on. Because again, he's realistically, he's not going to make the regen team. Regardless of how good he is, he's not going to make the regen team. So I think in terms of just how good he is on all the teams, I do believe Powerful Opponent is the strongest team as a whole for him, but Androids is the one that you want to put him on. One, Powerful Opponent is very premium. Like, you need LFs. The entire team, except its green slot, is just Legends Limited units, so it's a very premium team. Androids, while still slightly premium because it has a lot of Zenkais, it's not as premium as Legends Limited. Zenkais are not as premium as Legends Limited units. Zenkais are a guarantee with nowadays 5,000 crystals, whereas you could spend 150,000 crystals on a banner and not pull Sparking, let alone a Legends Limited. So yeah, it's quite the premium team. And support regen is not as premium. Your alternate option, I actually had him on the team, is Legends Road Piccolo. Legends Road Piccolo pretty much gives the same buff as Kid Buu does, just slightly weaker, because Piccolo's swap out buff would be 30% strike and blast, and then like 50% key recovery. So it's a similar buff, but it's not quite as good, because obviously Kid Buu's is going to, you know, do all damage, not just strike and blast, so special move and ultimate damage as well. And then it's just Kid Buu. Kid Buu at higher stars did impress me, honestly. Like, I tried doing a 9-star video on him, and it failed miserably. I've never in my life had more trouble trying to record a video than when he was at 9 stars. But now that he's at 13, you know, it's working out pretty well. It's working out pretty well. But yeah, Legends Road Piccolo is a yellow option for support. So if you feel like you really want a yellow unit, you can obviously bring Legends Road Piccolo over Buu, and that will be your option there. But yeah, all in all, Cell is he a must summon? No. You can survive without him. Especially if you already have a purple option on his teams, you can do without him. The only team where you have to summon him for is the Android team, because Androids literally just don't have a purple unit. So if you want to run Androids, you have to summon for him regardless, because he's the only good purple option the team has. But in terms of pretty much everything else, yeah, it's not all that, you know, necessary. But here you go. I do hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see all of you guys next time.
終わりにしてやる。地球ごと消えてなくなれい。ははは。はあ。ちょっとやりすぎたかな。